Hi, welcome along to AFTV. We are updating you with all the transfer news throughout the day, and we've got another transfer to announce. Neto.
Don't look at me, look at them, man. Seriously.
I'm not talking about the Neto that plays down the wing, because that's the one that's gone to Chelsea. Neto from Bournemouth has signed for Arsenal, the goalkeeper. We heard about the rumours of this one this morning, that he could be joining Arsenal after their efforts to try and sign Joan Garcia from Espanyol. That hit a real impasse with Espanyol refusing to back down from their 30 million euros release clause. So they opted for Neto, and they have signed him on a season-long loan, Turkish. So Neto comes in as the number 2. The only thing is, right, and I don't know if this is how accurate this is, but I figure it must be, is that he played during the week for Bournemouth in their loss in the Carabao Cup. That means he'd be cup-tied and wouldn't be able to play in the Carabao Cup.
Is that serious?
So,
is that real, yeah?
That's what I mean. Well, he did. He played during the week. So
yeah, so he must be cup-tied then.
Yeah.
In the only competition that you'd expect your backup keeper to feature in, you're telling me he's cup-tied in that?
He's going to be cup-tied in that competition, from what I'm hearing.
Welcome back, the Arsenal that we knew under the last few years of Wenger, because this window's been crazy, Rob. I'll be honest with you. How's it ending with Neto? And it's not the Neto we all would have taken this summer. It's what? 35-year-old keeper from Bournemouth that's cup-tied. I don't get it, Rob, man. We're going to talk anyway.
We're going to talk, right? Let me take a look at some of the other rumours. Of course, we've been linked with all kind of players joining Arsenal. There was the Ivan Toney link, but Ivan Toney, it's confirmed now, he's joining Al Ali over there in Saudi Arabia, so that's not going to happen. He's opted to go despite interest from Arsenal and from Chelsea. He's decided to take the money.
Take the money. Ali have showed more ambition than us.
Yep. Well, he's off there.
Tony and Osimhen, right?
Well, that's the thing. They apparently signed both, but the Osimhen thing, he could still end up at Chelsea, is what they're saying.
Oh, okay.
Why
can't he end up at us, though, Rob? I don't get it. Why is it that we're trying to assist Chelsea by taking one of their guys off their wage bill? Like, whatever.
Kingsley Coman, he turned down a move to Saudi Arabia, but it looks like he's turned down a move to anywhere, and he's going to stay at Bayern Munich. So that's not looking like that's going to happen at the moment. And there's been lots of rumours about the Raheem Sterling deal. That's looking very complicated at the moment. A few journalists reporting on it. Let me give you what someone have been saying. Was I just ruffling through my notes here? Hold on, just bear with me a sec. Right. We got this one from Miguel Delaney. He says, as things stands, Arsenal have passed on signing Kingsley Coman, while a deal for Raheem Sterling is seen as too complicated to complete before deadline day. The club are relaxed about their forward options. That's what Miguel Delaney, journalist, is saying.
Relaxed.
He also went on to say Arsenal have at the moment, passed on Coman and Sterling, seen as too complicated. Not impossible, but the club relax on their options. So he sort of leaves it a little bit open there. Gunner Blog, he said Arsenal target Dan Bentley set to stay at Wolves, who do not have time to source a replacement at this late stage in the window. We've been after this guy for a while, another goalkeeper. As it stands, no further income is expected at Arsenal beyond Neto. That's what he's reporting. So, and I can tell you people are absolutely losing it online at the moment about the lack of signings. I think we all went into today thinking that, round it off now. All right, I know your thoughts on things, right? But this is my thoughts on things. I've been like, so far, I'd look on it and say 6 out of 10 for the window. It's been a good window. Made a couple of good signings. Calafiori, very, very good signing. Marino. Mind you, I've got to talk about Marino in a minute as well.
Yeah, add that to the rating as well. Before you
Marino. Well, actually, let me talk about that now. Well, in case you guys don't know, the news came out today that Marino suffered an injury in training. That's Mikel Marino, the brand new signing. Suffered an injury in training yesterday. Gabriel fell on him, and it looks like he may have picked up a small fracture and he's going to be out for a few weeks, is what they're saying at the moment. They're going to do scans on it and everything, but he's going to be out for a few weeks. All right, we do have an international break coming up, so that can give him time to recover, but, not ideal. And we all remember the situation last year with Yuri and Timber coming in and basically missing the whole season. It's not going to be as bad as that, but that news, is Mikel Arteta who told everybody at the press conference today that is the case. But the signings, Mikel Merino and Calafiori, I looked in and I said 6 out of 10 so far. What we do today could either push it or, to me, that leaves it at 6 out of 10. If Arsenal don't sign a forward player, and I'm speaking from me now, and I've been quite optimistic in this window. If we don't sign a forward player, for me, the window gets no more than a 6 out of 10. It's a bit of being, I would have said we would have failed in this window when it's come to transfers. How can we have sold Smith Rowe? We sent Fabio Vieira out on loan to Porto, who's he's a attacking midfield player who can play on that right-hand side, even though I don't think he's suited to that right-hand side, but he can play there. We sold Eddie Nketiah, and we don't bring in a forward player. I think I really don't, I wouldn't understand that. How you can be relaxed about those signings if the striking options at the moment is you've got Havertz. What, if anything, happens to Havertz? There's no sort of direct replacement for him because, even if Jesus is fit, he doesn't play in the same style as Havertz, where he's a target man and can hold the ball up and stuff like that. What, if anything, happens to Saka? Even more important.
Finished. Odegaard, finished.
I don't understand it because I remember being at the press conference over there in America when Mikel Arteta was asked the question. I was sat there and one of the journalists asked the question and said, "Oh, you've signed Calafiori. Where is he going to play? Because, you've already got a lot of options in defence." And he gave a very good answer. He said, "We got lucky last season with injuries." But he goes, what if anything happens to Gabriel or happens to Saliba? They literally have to play every single game. If something happens to them, we need to have options who we can bring in, And I thought, good answer. But at the moment, if we don't make a signing up front, then we're not applying that to the forward line. Because, all right, I know Reece Nelson's still there. He hasn't been sold. Right, but he doesn't seem to trust Reece in the way in this, because you see the very small amount of times he rests Saka. I just do not understand. If this turns out, and listen, we can't say yet. We don't know. We've got to wait until the end of the transfer window. But for me, I want to see a minimum of Sterling coming in. If Sterling comes in, then I start to say, all right, it's not a bad window. We've got someone who can cover up that. But if we don't bring in any forward player, after letting go Eddie Nketiah, letting go Emile Smith-Rowe and Fabio Vieira, I think it's not been a good window.
Yeah, it's not a good window right now for me. I mean, 6 out of 10 is being very nice if you ask me. Because
what would you give it?
3. You're laughing, but even I'm thinking, is that too nice? But 3 because the
3, but the 2 signings we've made have been 2 good signings.
Should I give you the basic layman terms of why I'm saying 3, yeah? Be excited, 2019. 2024, 5 years later, we finished 2 points off Man City, and in the transfer window, we're plus 10 million up. That's why 3 out of 10 might even be a joke. It should be excited 5 years ago now to a self-sustaining model again. We can see where this is going. Let's be honest here. We see where this is going. If you're young, you haven't seen it, you will learn too. But Rob, me and you have seen it. It's not the first time. It's the first time under Mikel. It's the first time under Edu. It's not the first time under the Kroenkes. And I'm looking at them. Because at the end of the day, even if we put aside all Arteta's comments that indicate that he wouldn't be happy with this window. Like you said, he mentioned being light last week. He mentioned having options in defence. Surely he would want the same options in attack. So I don't think it's on him. He mentioned being proactive in windows. We haven't been proactive in this window. We've even left it so late that
we have been proactive.
We haven't.
Calafiori and Marino were two of their targets.
Who told you to buy a centre back? Why is centre back our number? That might be on Arteta.
There is targets.
It might that being the priority might be on Arteta. That one there, and he can answer for that if at the end of the season we don't win something and it's because we didn't buy a striker. But at the end of the day, why are we? How many goalkeepers do we want over the last 5 years? We've signed 6, I think, now with Neto. We were about to give 20 million to another club for a backup goalkeeper. We've gone to go take one on loan that's cup tied for Carabao Cup. And where's that 20 mil gone now? According to Gunner Blog, it's the end of the business today.
Well, let's see. We don't know 100%. But I'm saying if we don't buy a forward player or we don't bring in a forward player on loan, I don't think it's been a good window. I think,
loan, but you're saying on loan now, though. You wasn't saying
loan
that 6
or
weeks
buy,
ago.
whichever situation it is, right? We need.
But Rob, why are we here again?
We need depth in those forward areas.
Why are we here again, though, Rob? Why are we here talking about loans and what we can do on the last day? I thought this club had turned the corner. I thought it was be excited. I thought it was, smugness because other clubs are following the model we followed with the patience and the building from up and whatnot. Is this how it ends? Is this how it continues? Is this how you take the title of Man City, Rob? Be honest. Do you take the title of Man City making 10 million in the transfer window? You don't. And that was our job this summer. Go and take the title off them by building enough in the areas we need to build on to cut that gap. We can still win the title this season, but I think it's more Man City conceding the title if it happens because we haven't done enough to take it.
Well, I think you've got to slow down. You're overreacting a little bit because...
I'm not. Do you think we're going to get 89 points again this year?
To say a 3 out of 10 is a bit ridiculous.
Fair.
It's not a 3 out of 10, right? The window up until today, as far as... I'm just talking to me. That's your opinion. This is my opinion. Up until today, I thought, right, they've got 2 of their main targets in and both of those signings make sense to me. But, what about up front? Because that too is where, for me, we are light. Now, I don't care whether it's a loan. I don't care because it was obvious that their main target up front was Nico Williams, right? They haven't been able to get him. He doesn't want to leave Athletic Bilbao. All right, I get that. But you must have somebody else in that position. What if something happens to Saka? That's the main one. And they'll probably turn around and say, yeah, well, we've got Jesus. He's injured at the moment. He showed already that he cannot be relied upon injury-wise for a season. So if we don't sign a player, and remember, the window shuts at 11 o'clock tonight, so I know, and some of these journalists that are reporting this, we've seen this before, and signings have been made. But have they been briefed? A couple of these journalists where it's sort of like, trying to get that out there to try and lower expectations. Are they doing something behind the scenes? But for me, if it is the case where we do not sign anyone else apart from Neto today, I don't think it's been a good window. And like you said, I think you're quite right to point out the fact that we got 25 million today for Aaron Ramsdale. And, right, it's a season-long loan move for Neto with no obligation to buy or anything. And he's not going to be coming in on no mega wages either, so they'll be saving on the wages.
And you think I haven't clocked that Eddie's not moved yet? This club turned around.
No, Eddie's going.
Oh, so that's 25 M's more today. So we're making 50 M's today.
30 for Eddie.
Yeah, 30 plus 20. Yeah. Whatever it is, we're making money today.
Yeah.
And we're just out here just messing about, Rob, at the start of the window.
Well, I'm with you today. No,
at the start of the window, if I had asked you, name your 4 positions in order that you want to improve in. Just stop me if I'm wrong. Number 1 generally would have been striker and or left winger of starting quality.
Right winger.
No, I'm talking about the starting. That comes down later in the list. Left winger or striker in terms of someone that...
So my ideal thing at the start of the window, I'd say we needed a striker. We needed a right winger.
Okay, yeah.
Left side of midfield. Mm-hmm. Right.
And probably number 6 as well.
I'm not sure. I probably wouldn't have mentioned defender at that time, but they went and got a defender. So that's fine.
So we bought one position that out of the 3 that you wanted priority. It can't be a 6. It can't be. When you put it like that, it's not a 6. Put it 5 years on from be excited, it's not a 6. Put it 2 points behind Man City last season, it's not a 6. We didn't do enough this window. I don't get it, Rob. I get it, but I don't, because Mikel now, I can't lie to you. For years, I said under Wenger, I know he's protecting these men up there. I know it. Telling us that we pay the highest ticket prices because of the football and show and all these things.
We made signings last year, £100 million we paid for a player.
Okay, that balance it out with this year's 10 million profit. Essentially, we spent 100 M's in both summers.
All right,
That's
I get
what
it,
it's
but we
worked out
actually,
to.
Calafiori is 42 million, and we paid 30 odd million for Marino. So ain't like we haven't spent anything, but I do get it. We have had a lot of money come in as well. Let me get into some super chats because loads of them are coming in. And also, we got a poll out. What do you rank this window out of 10? Turkish is giving it a 3. I'm giving it a 6 so far. If we don't make any other signings, I don't know, I might even reassess that. But at the moment, it's a 6. Turkish is giving it a 3. What do you give it out of 10? We're doing a poll to find out. Eddie Archer says, let's be real. We're in the top 4 race. Absolutely scandalous window. He's not happy. Arteta out if no title, says JJJS. Well, I mean, that's a bit extreme. You know what? He has put himself under pressure by not signing, say, a striker, for instance. Juan Duenas Gonzalez says, Robbie, I love you, but 6 out of 10. We're fighting for the league, 3rd year in a row. Where's the ambition from the club? So I think he's saying what you're saying. Sorry, there's a few of them coming in here. Well, there's one from Reggie, but no message there. This one coming from Pavan. He says, so we have no strikers or wingers that we are signing, and we have a midfielder who got injured. We are done. No chance we win everything. For once, Robbie, I do not believe. Season over as soon as Saka or Odegaard get injured. Okay? You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of context on it in a moment, even though he's a bit of devil's advocate I'm playing. I'm gonna put a bit of context on it, right? Reggie G says, oh, but Robbie, good window, I thought. Robbie, please stop with the delusion. Am I being deluded? Did I just not say if we don't sign a forward player, it's not going to be what I class as a good window? Buying a centre-back, which we don't need, and a goalkeeper that is cup-tied is a poor window. JJJS again says, goals cost us the league. Last real striker was RVP. Touch of Awesome says, Turkish keeps going. Love this. I think he means Turkish, keep going. Love this, guys. Keep it up, guys. You got some supporters there, Turkish. Callie's Corner says, Turkish is not overreacting. Right? Ryan says, big up Robbie and Turkish. Thank you for the content. I agree with Turkish. This was the window to make a statement and to put everybody on notice. Nico says, it's okay, guys. We can start Profitino as a striker, guaranteed 60 goals in the league. Who's Profitino?
The 10 mil we've made so far. He's coming off the bench when we need a goal.
Profitino, okay. Facts, 3 out of 10 is fair. So much for acting early, says somebody. That's his name, somebody. Ebex Entertainment. And now it's disappeared on me. Ebex Entertainment says, Turkish, I'm with you. Not enough at all. You got a lot of support here, Turkish. Twisted says, why not Sancho? Cheap or even a loan?
I'm not on the why not. This is why we're here. This is why I'm vexed.
Jadon Sancho?
Nah. I'm not happy with none of them.
Alex P says, we need quality depth. So what do? We sell half of our bench. Not great when 50% of incoming players are goalkeepers. Well, it's true. We sold a lot of the depth. That's what's not making sense to me. Tevin says, based on what's needed and what's at stake and what I've learned, this is one of the worst windows in our club's history. Gross negligence, he says.
That's what it is.
Constantine says, Turkish is spot on. 3 out of 10. We needed cover for Saka and a striker. We're getting neither. We'll likely exit the cups early because of who is playing. Sake World says, Wallahi, we are finished if we don't get a striker. And Clara Bitsy says, Robbie, you will now say that Arsenal had a great window. If the Havertz experiment doesn't work as expected, you'll be the first one to complain. No, listen, I'm complaining now. If we don't, listen, the window shuts at 11. It's now 4:34. But if we don't sign a forward player, I don't think it's been a good window. I won't say it's been a good window. I'll say it's been a bad window. But let me put a little bit of context on it. I was looking at Pep Guardiola's press conference today, And he was also asked by the journalists, why haven't you signed a replacement for Julian Alvarez? And are you not risking it just relying only on, Haaland, especially after last season, Haaland was injured for a while. And he said, listen, he goes, I don't like to work with too big a squads. We're not going to sign anyone. I'm just going to stick with what I've got. And hopefully it works out. And if not, he goes, there's always January. Do you think that Arteta's sort of looking at it in the same way?
No, because the context I'll apply to it is 2.5 years ago, this fan base was adamant we went for Vlahovic under Arteta. 8 weeks ago, this fan base was adamant we went for Sesko under Arteta. That indicates we want a striker, no? 18 months ago, we went for Mudryk, a winger from the left-hand side. That indicates he's wanted something for a little while now. And whether he's had to make do or whether he's let himself be in this situation, I have to then bring in what you said about the press conference the other day. Well, last week he said, we are light. That's very different to what Pep's saying. He likes to work with a small squad. Arteta said, we are very light. So in 5.5 hours, when this window closes and it looks like we're not getting no one unless Sterling miraculously comes in, then our manager told us we are light 7 days ago. So do you put it on our manager that we go into the season potentially light? He's the one that's highlighted it. He's also the one that said he wants to be proactive. The signing should come in early. He said when you're competing with Man City, you can't skip a beat. He said all these things. So right now, until he signs or doesn't sign the contract, apparently he's going to sign next week or next month, that will indicate to me how happy he is with this window, because Arteta must know as well for his own reputation, which is very high. His reputation that he's built for himself through building what he's built in terms of having a side challenging Man City and getting the numbers we've been getting in terms of goals conceded and so on. His reputation is sky high right now. If he was available, a lot of clubs, big clubs, would be after him. But this season, have the Kroenkes given him that? Because once upon a time, Wenger would have been courted by many big clubs, every big club, until this ownership ran him into the ground.
So you're blaming this on the ownership?
Because it's a familiar feeling, Rob. Isn't this familiar to you? Another window, another deadline day where we're feeling deflated. It's much more familiar than last year's deadline day where we thought, we don't need to do business. We've done our business. That was such a good feeling, Rob, because that was the only window ever in the Emirates era. We'd done enough business where us fans turned around and said, yeah, look at them on deadline day having to, scurry around, do stuff. That felt good. We felt ready for the season. One season in this Emirates era, one season under this ownership. So this feeling might be new to some young ones. For us, it's not new. It's very familiar. And Rob, we've seen over the Kroenke era, Chelsea go out, transfer window after transfer window. We've looked at them in jealousy and envy and say, they're a serious club. They want to win stuff. We've looked at Man City do the same. We've looked at Man United do the same. We've even looked at Liverpool do it a couple of times, not as much as those other clubs. When is our turn to be the envy of this league? When's it our turn for these big clubs to look at us and say, shit, these men are on it? It should have been this summer. Instead, we're looking at Man City bringing back 34-year-old Gundogan and saying, oh my God, that might have done it for the league. Imagine we'd done our business. We would have looked at Gundogan and been like, look at these lot calling back ex-soldiers to try and help them. We're not going in with that chest because we're looking at it like, they've brought back someone that helped win them the league.
All right, what about Sterling? Would you have him?
Come on, Rob, man. How many times in the last 48 hours are you going to ask me that question? You know I don't want him, but right now, with 5.5 hours to go, bring me something.
What about this one? I just saw this one here from Connor. He said that Chelsea offered Arsenal Mudryk, but they turned it down.
Chelsea offered Arsenal Mudryk?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they...
All right, go down.
We've got to delete Chelsea's number. Like, why do we talk to Chelsea every year about... just stop talking to Chelsea. Please, I'm done with them. Let Havertz be the last one and please let it work out and he improve because I'm done. Why are we always dealing with Chelsea? It's never good. It's never good. Even when we were great, it wasn't good.
I'll take Chelsea this afternoon because I'd have Sterling. Yeah, I'd have him.
Yeah, we shouldn't even have their number.
Oh, man. Charles, you still going to have to put up with this all day, you know?
Well, you see what I have to put up with?
I have to put up with this.
See what Nah.
Charles Ellison says, why do we care that Neto is cup tied? Raya should be starting all the games, the cup games. We need to win one. Well, listen, did you see the amount of games we got in that Champions League when that draw came out yesterday? That shows you we should have a bigger squad than last year. Ashnair says, Neto and Osimhen were two players who would help us to the title to take it off of City. Chelsea have got them. This is a 3 out of 10 window. Mikhail says, I agree with Turkish. Real Madrid won the Champions League and then bought Mbappe. That is how a big club operate.
Let's not even mention Mbappe. We can't even get Williams.
Oh, yeah. I agree with, Clara Bitsy says, you're happy with the signing of a cup-tied goalkeeper? Well, listen, we just needed a keeper. This is Sihai says, we're going to Inter Milan with a 17 years old Ifan Nwaneri as midfield cover. Well, no, listen, I think there's a lot of us who saw Nwaneri in pre-season said he deserves a chance, yeah?
Not like that though, Rob.
So when does he get his chance then if he's not, you know?
Not at the San Siro. I mean,
when does he get his chance then?
Carabao Cup, coming off the bench, 2-3 up. No, he needs to do that. He's 17. I don't care about what Yamal's doing or what Fabregas did. Actually, you have to protect these players as well.
Would never have got a chance then, innit? And those sort of players.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
if they've seen something in him, then they
because a 17-year-old coming into your midfield doesn't close the gap on Man City. Look at how Man City dealt with Foden. We've already gone through that era of relying upon a teenager. Ask Saka about it. Yeah, we went through that era. So let's not go back to relying on Nwaneri to now step in.
It's not relying. You're not relying on him.
We might be with this guy's shoulder now, because shoulder injuries like that, if it's fractured, it's prone to.
You've got Jorginho there in the midfield as well.
Jorginho. Really?
Yeah, but he's part of the backup.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The backup is not good enough. Even though Jorginho stepped in last year at times, we cannot rely upon him.
All right, what's the backup in City's midfield? You've got to be a bit more realistic.
City's midfield right now.
Matthias Nunes?
No, but you know what's mad?
But it's facts. It's facts. Come on, you can't just look at things in isolation.
Listen to what I'm saying. Man City have regressed 2 summers in a row. They've got worse 2 summers in a row. That's why I'm more angry, Rob. How have they got worse 2 summers in a row, but we still don't with chest say we're going to win this league? Last summer they lost Mahrez and Gundogan, and we said that they're worse off. They bought Nunes in Doku, but they haven't got the clutch players. This summer they've lost Alvarez, who was key for them in the treble winning season and key for them.
And they haven't replaced him.
Exactly. So they're weaker year on year. What have we done? It's not good enough. How often are you going to see these teams? Chelsea are not great. Man United, not great. Liverpool, transition, new manager. Man City, 2 years in a row, have regressed seemingly in the transfer window. And here we are, still
it's not every
Sterling or Modric.
Listen, I think you can look at a lot of clubs on it. Like Liverpool have not made a lot of signings.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? If you speak to every Liverpool fan, they're like, oh, we need a defensive midfielder. They haven't bought a defensive midfielder.
But you know, Liverpool's ownership is most like ours. In terms of Liverpool's ownership, are part of the reason why they haven't sustained the challenging that they was in the last.
City have not replaced Alvarez. They've not replaced they've not bought in a defensive midfielder they need.
So why are we not confident going?
So I'm saying you can't just say in isolation that we're like we have made a couple of signings this season.
Yeah, but Rob, we signed I said this on my stream earlier, Rob. Yeah, listen, our centre back bar, our defensive bar at the end of last season's here, right? Let me see the camera. It's here, right? Adding Calafiori to it brings it here. Yeah? Our attacking bar was here.
Right, midfield bar.
A midfield bar, probably around the same, especially that number 8, because we didn't have one before.
So that's gone up.
So Marino's a quality signing. I like Marino. I even mentioned him on this channel 2 years ago. But
so
Calafiori raised the bar a few centimetres. An attacker, which would have raised it like this and maybe matched up with midfield and.
But I'm with
defense.
you on the attacker thing. I'm saying, go to me right now with the limited amount of targets that are out there. Go and bring in Raheem Sterling on loan for a season. I'll have that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have had that at the end.
I wouldn't have had that at the start of the window. Exactly. I wouldn't have had Trossard right at the start of that window. Look how good he's been.
Yeah, but remember, Rob, again, you know what's funny? I didn't know you at these times, but I've had these conversations with Arsenal fans before. When we got smoked 8-2 by United and we brought in Andre Santos, Arteta, Park Chu-young, Mertesacker and whoever else, that Yossi Benayoun, I had some fans say, oh, he's all right. Like, I don't mind, you know. Because we get backed into a corner and we're given little bits of bread with no butter and we're like, feed me. Like, what kind of shit is that? I want steak. 20 years into this Emirates. Yeah, I want steak. Bayern Munich and all of these stuff they said to us, yeah. How can we not go? What are you smiling about? Is there breaking news? Because I need something to break. I need some news, good news, and it's not Sterling.
I ain't got no breaking news. I want to ask. I lost it. I want to ask you this one. It's like a quiz. Break it up a bit. Look a bit light-hearted, right? So,
how are you going to flip it to light-hearted when you've got me vexed? Like, I don't understand.
I ain't done nothing.
Yeah, but
you come and blame me again.
Yeah,
like we did the other day when you blaming me for the Nketiah thing.
Slightly, 6 out of 10 is mad.
Right.
And then you got people backing you and will say to me in my comments saying, Robbie said it's 6 out of 10. Like, why can't you be more like him? I'm like, brother, are you lot all right?
I think it's a 6 out of 10 at the moment. On this day in 2016, Arsenal completed the signing of...
On this day in 2016. On this day in
2016, Arsenal completed the signing of...
That was 16-17 season. We was dead. Was it Mustafi now? Was it Mustafi?
Mustafi.
Oh my God! This is what you see. Why do I know this?
How much was it?
At 35 mil.
35 million pounds.
Disgusting.
Squadron Mustafi.
Disgusting.
Right. Cam says, I was made up when we sold Eddie, Emil, and Aaron at those prices. Now it looks like absolute insanity. Still no Odegaard, Saka backup, and Fabio loaned. I'm baffled. That's baffling me as well now, the Fabio Vieira one. If we're not bringing in a forward player, that one, even more than any, is baffling me.
Self-sustaining club, Rob, man. We do it the right way, man. History, class, tradition, man. Please catch up, man.
Yeezy says, almost Arsenal every year we needed to spend. So I think he's saying that every year it's just almost. Sorry, a lot of these super chats are just flying past. I'm trying to get them. Joe Sabata says the club is always a day late and $1 short. At this point, just get some forwards from the backwoods of Eastern Europe for a few peanuts, he's saying. That's what he's saying, just get anyone. We're the only club that's afraid of squad depth, says Hayne. Well, I just, sort of said, the City of not bringing in a backup after getting rid of Alvarez. Pavan says, I don't understand this. We bought Calafiori, Marino and Neto, but the sales easily cover the money we spent. So we have money and have not spent it on a striker. I'm sure the money is there. Yemzi93 says, from ATL, big up from ATL. He says, I feel Turkish. We have been patient to the point where we get excited about just about every transfer. We got lucky with Trossard when he was available in January. Rice, but no killer mentality. Hashtag ironic. Constantine says, I feel sorry for Turkish because he's the only one speaking sense. Chelsea and United spent north of 150 mil and we had better seasons. Scandalous. Well, that's probably why they've had to spend so much money, because they had such a poor season. Darren AFC says, Turkish spitting like Kendrick right now. Facts. They're not like us. CI again says, Edu might have to resign if no attacker... Oh, come on, that's being a bit over the top now. Might have to resign if no attacker comes in. We're going into a season with more games with less players. How long before we become Spurs? Never. Guna Ed says, Marino, 33.5 million over 4 years. Only 8.4 million applied this year. Net is worse than you think. It actually makes a good point there, because...
Yeah, if you really...
Yeah, and then the Eddie money and the Smith Rowe money, that shows immediately as on your bank things as profit. So the money was there to spend to go big on that final signing. Sam says, Turkish, at this moment, would you keep Eddie now that we're potentially not signing a replacement?
Nah, man. Please.
No, but that's
It's not, Rob.
That's a fair point.
It's not fair. It's not a point.
There's no one, as the thing stands, no one's coming, yeah? Why are we getting rid of a striker?
She's barely a striker, Rob. Let's
Come
not
on,
talk
man.
about
Remember
Eddie
when the
on
guy
deadline
came
day.
in?
Let's not do it.
When he came in for Jesus, he did a job. Listen, he came
Announce it today, Palace, man. Please.
It's going to be announced. But the guy makes a good point. Why are we getting rid of Eddie? We're not even bringing no one in. That's what's baffling me right now.
Sometimes I've seen us play better with 10 men than I have with 11 and Eddie on the pitch.
Come on, you're being harsh now. Brother Seamus says, Turkish speaking facts, Arsenal sit on their hands. Unit F says Sterling is a great player playing in a bad team. He's still young and could do a job for us. We need him as backup or a starter. Let's not panic. Deju F says, this will backfire, and I'm telling you, he says, if he doesn't win a trophy, then he doesn't deserve another season. Also, Edu lied through his teeth. Monza says, opportunity missed to strengthen and get over the line. Ryan says, Turkish 100% bang on. Is that our Ryan? No, it's not. It's a different Ryan. Ryan Coyne, he says, Turkish 100% bang on. We needed a statement to show our ambition. Wouldn't guarantee the league, but would show intent. Pabola says, I actually think Sterling would work on loan. So do I. David Ox says, man wants steak and we got pizza and paella. Give us jollof. This is the Turkish we know, and it's sad. Deep down, we knew this was a selling window. Dr. Jeeves says, DW about the steak, bro. Keep filling up with starters. Nico says, this is the same club that had time to pickpocket for the pickpocket antics laughable. KD says, Robbie, answer this. United, City, Liverpool, Villa, Chelsea have 2 players for each position in the forward line. I mean, quality options. Who are the only one? We are the only one need to keep the ownership accountable. No, you're wrong, because as I said, we were watching that press conference today with Pep Guardiola. They only have now Haaland as an out-and-out striker. It's not bought in a replacement for Julian Alvarez. Everyone was saying how great he was, if Haaland's sick. Alvarez did a great job when Haaland was sick last year.
Yeah, but they've got one more striker than us.
Well, we've got a striker.
Who?
Well, it's Havertz, isn't it?
No, he's a player that plays.
And then you've got Jesus. So we've actually
they're
got
not really strikers though, Rob. That's the point.
But they're forward.
Foden can play up front, and they've
yeah, but he's more of a wide player, isn't he?
Yeah, and Havertz is more of a. I don't know, and Jesus is more of a.
Havertz is our striker at the moment, and and Jesus is the person who backs him up. On the right hand side, the depth for it looks like if we don't make a signing, that is going to be Reece Nelson. On the left hand side, it's Martinelli and Trossard. So to say there's no depth, I'm sorry, there is depth. It's just that we'd like to improve that. Well, that one, I guess. It'd be Marino who'd have to back in that position. I guess that's what they think.
There, though, isn't it?
And you got Wanyeri.
Yeah, but again, we're talking about 17-year-old too much
but
going into.
When are you going to give him a chance? You said in the summer. I remember when you saw him playing. Yeah, Wanyeri deserves a chance now.
I didn't say it like that.
Yes, you did.
You said it like that.
You said we were there in the
don't
summer.
put words in my mouth.
Oh, come on,
I'm
man.
actually the one that said, don't rely on him.
No, you said Wanyeri deserves a chance. You did an interview after the game and you said that now
I said he deserves some minutes in the Carabao Cup. That's a chance at what? Not to help us win the league.
Arsenal. You go, I've looked at him. I've looked at, what was the other player? It was
Lewis Skelly.
Lewis Skelly. Yeah. These guys, don't sell them. They deserve a chance.
Carabao Cup.
You never said nothing about the Carabao Cup. You said they deserve a chance.
100% did.
Now they're going to get a chance. We can
pull out the clips. We can pull out even
now they're going to get the chance,
when you lot posted on Insta, on AFTV, your quote saying that, I even commented after, don't be relying on Ranieri, and it's got like 2,000 likes. I can go back and find that for
me.
Yeah, and what's going to happen? Let's put something on the line. Let's put something on the. You see,
Aaron says we
big
can't.
10K people here. You're lying on my name. You're ruining my reputation.
I ain't lying on your name. I was there. You were in the summer. You said Wanyeri. Robbie, man, give him a chance.
Is that how I am? People know I'm not there.
You didn't say it in that way, but I know when you say things. I know you now. Right? I've known you for years.
Cool.
So I know when you say certain things, what you mean.
Yeah, I like the look of him. You said chance minutes in the Carabao Cup, and when we're 3-0 up. Not looking at it going into the season as he's our depth in number 10.
You would have signed Yamar. And he's 17. Sometimes you've got to give a guy a chance.
Yeah, we've already got the youngest side or the second youngest or third youngest side in the league. How young do we remember this? Are they doing that to us again?
All right, then what's wrong with getting Sterling then if he's 29?
Because he's already been moaning about being on the bench at Chelsea. He's been dead for 2 years and really?
No, 1 year. I think he was dead. The first year he came in at Chelsea, he was quite good. I think last year he was dead.
Yeah, well, he was dead for both.
But everybody's dead at Chelsea. It's the way that team's running.
Palmer's come in and
got players that were killing it and gone into there and they've ended up dead, apart from Palmer. Aaron says, we can't save every player. Sterling doesn't help. We want to win. Turkish is 100% right. I'll take Sterling. Uche D says, Edu has to resign if no quality forward comes in. I think you're being a bit too harsh when you say resign. Guy's done a good job over the years, man. To say resign. Think of some of the players that we've signed now. resign?
Depends. He could resign and say.
No. That's very, very unfair to say that a guy should resign. I remember people were saying this when we didn't sign Mudryk. He should resign.
Yeah.
Now they're all saying Trossard again.
The thing about this one is, again, people might be bored of this, but the thing about this window in particular is, it's the window that leads into the season. Last season, a lot of us were pretty realistic and said, I think we can win the title, but let's take it all the way. Game week 38, ideally, and that's what we've done. This is the season that was meant to be, we win it. And if we don't win it, regardless of what I say about the Kroenkes and regardless of all the opinions I have about them, 80% of the heat is going to be on Arteta and Edu. You get what I'm saying?
Well, listen.
So what I'm saying is, if he's suggesting he resigns, there's two ways to, not two ways. You could resign and say, this club left me in it and I'm not going to ruin my name, because Edu's got a name at Arsenal prior to being in this role. I'm not going to ruin my name for the club. Arteta could do the same. Arteta's got a year contract. I can't lie. If Arteta doesn't sign next week and doesn't sign next month, I'm going to assume that he wasn't happy with the summer window and he doesn't trust them with his reputation moving forward. Wenger trusted them with his reputation. Let's see if Arteta and Edu do. Because if they do and they want to be the new shields for them, it didn't end well for Wenger, and he's a legend that created our greatest ever side. I don't know how it's going to work out for Arteta and Edu, but I do think Arteta has said all the things that make me think he's not happy with what's happened this summer. So that's how I'm going to stick to it until he either signs the contract or doesn't sign. So all these things, Rob, is Edu not part of a legendary Arsenal side? Do you get what?
But the way you're talking, some conspiracy.
Kroenke hung out the greatest ever manager to dry. He will hang out Edu. It's not conspiracy. We saw it with Wenger. That's not conspiracy. I'm talking what you're saying now with the situation with Arteta. They're the ones making the transfers. I think the money has been available to them. It's just what they've decided. I doubt Arteta's been
Bo says someone really needs to put Robert in his place. My name's Robbie, right? Dini says, big up to Robbie and Turkish every time. At the moment, it's very underwhelming. But I'll wait till 11 p.m. until I speak properly. We will be there. Anil says, do you think that the Eddie deal is subject to us getting a striker? No, I do think Eddie will be leaving regardless. That deal's been already done. Charlie George says, if we get a striker last minute and have no major injuries this season, I can see Arsenal Invincibles 2024-25. Depends who that striker is. Gunaway says, Saliba inverting as a striker. Thoughts? 4 out of 10 window at the moment. Jamie says, I had so much hope at the beginning of his transfer window, but here we go again. Early cup exits, then runners up. Ragu says, cheers from Oregon. We wait until January now. But it will be more expensive. True. AK says, Edu out. I can't say that. It says, well, I'm not going to say that. Right. JA says, Turkish is correct. This is correct. This is below par. TW. Shy again says, Marino will play as a 10, Robbie. Laugh out loud. I'm saying he might have to if, if say and when Yeri, or if I don't know, man.
That's how we're going to take the title of City. I'll be here.
They ain't got that much. Their squad depth in midfield is not better than ours.
Yeah, but their manager depth is the best of all time.
Manager, they got 2 managers.
No, but they don't need it. Guardiola's knowledge is crazy.
Dr.
He'll tweak one thing this season and they'll end up scoring over 100 goals again. He's weird like that.
King Artersexual Robbie. Lie in the mud. Oh, man, just chill. Akil says, Turkish is spitting facts. But if you guys want to be delusional, we lack attacking options. What happens if Havertz is out? I said that right at the start of the stream. I'm with you. What happens if Saka's out? I'm with you. Don't get me wrong. I'm with you on these things. We need to sign at least one attacking forward player before the end of tonight. Else, this has not been a good window. Because I almost looked on that position as the priority for the window. Yeah. So that's where I am with you. Yeah. True Gunners TV says, Robbie, answer me this. Why is it wherever, I think it means whenever, it's time for Arsenal to throw the kitchen sink at it? We're always balancing the books. Remember when we were told we won the EPL and only signed Czech. Kroenke out. Seen that for a while. It's back. You two, says Ryan, should be on the AJ Dubois undercard. Brother Seamer says, at this rate, I'd sign. Don't know if I can read that. What's there? Who's that?
I'd sign. I don't know.
I'm not going to read it.
It doesn't sound like
it's like something. I don't know. He's come back to haunt me, but he says, "Come on, Edu." Cars Corner says, "I can't believe that this club made me believe the mask is off. Champions League and the mix. Profit model instead of going for broke. How could you destroy all the good faith built?"
It was coming.
Pratik says, Rob and Turkish, big up, but it's Arsenal who needs to catch up to City and not the other way around. City have depth, Grealish, Rodri, Foden, not even played yet. Andrew Rebster, thanks for your super chat. Bo says, I don't believe we need a striker because we know how to score. We need not to lose of margins of 0-2 against Villa. Hence, this is why he's gone for Calafiori and Mikel. But we still need a what if. Listen, we need depth, Bo. What if anything happens to Saka?
Stop kidding yourself, man. I'm tired of people making these excuses, man.
I think Jamie is from the Ted Lasso show, so I ain't seen that. So that's why Jamie Tart from the Ted Lasso show was a striker in that show.
What kind of reasoning is that?
And Sunny444 says, let's give Vlahovic a second chance. Well, listen, you're not going to be able to go. This is the thing as well. You can't go and get a player of that standing this late in the transfer window.
No, we'd have had to entertain it. Nothing's happening unless it's Sterling. That's the reality of it right now. Well, we're playing a waiting game. Will they cancel his contract? Won't they? That's even silly in itself because I swear other countries have longer transfer windows. Saudi as well. They can buy next week.
I don't think Sterling will want to go Saudi.
You know, if there's no options, you ain't got a choice.
I think, well, to me, with the Sterling thing, right? Why would he want to go Saudi? You're getting 350 grand a week anyway.
Yeah, he could sit out.
If he just sits there, he can sit there till January. They still got to pay him.
Yeah, he could sit out, yeah.
It's really Chelsea, they brought this a bit of a dilemma on themselves, isn't it? So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Just looking at some other things here. Arsenal were looking for the possibility of adding a wide forward before the deadline, but as it stands, they do not look likely to do so. That's Sky Sports Dharma Chef saying that.
As it stands.
There's quite a lot of people say. I mean, they're all putting this as it stands thing in to protect themselves from in case Arsenal do make a move. We have seen over the years teams put a very negative message out there because they're working on something behind the scenes. We have seen that before as well. That's facts. So they put it out there. You know, it could be a tactic where they're saying, right, you know what, we want Sterling, and we know that Chelsea, they'll be stuck with him. As I said, I don't think he'll go Saudi. If he goes Saudi, he's not going to be looking to do them no favours by going Saudi when they get a transfer fee and all that. So Arsenal might be just looking at it and saying, well, you know what, we're done. We're not going to get nothing. They have no options for Sterling. They're still going to have to pay him £350,000 a week. And then maybe they pick up the phone to Arsenal and say, all right, I'll tell you what, take him on loan, pay off his wages, and let's just call it that for a season. And maybe it gets done that way. Maybe we're not privy all the time to all of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes.
No.
We're not.
But we can learn from past examples. Rob, 5 hours to go. I've been patient this window, Rob. I haven't been negative. I haven't moaned. I haven't said what the hell is going on till this week.
No, you was moaning yesterday.
Yeah, till this week. And here we are. A day later, you agree with me.
Listen, we don't buy a forward player. I'm agreeing with you.
You basically
not 3 out of 10, but I'm agreeing with you that the window's not been what I expected. AWV says, why can't we use proper money compared to others? Andrew Webster, we absolutely need an out-and-out striker. It's a must. Jamie Hunt says, I'm gutted. All of our hope on Sterling. King Kai says, Saliba is gone if we don't show ambition. Both players and fans are affected. RVP, remember RVP.
Yep,
Sterling makes sense. Then Sesko next year. Edu seems full of it.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that because we haven't even entertained that. Maybe that's for later. But Saliba will have 2 years left next summer. Saka will have 2 years left next summer. I think Odegaard, Martinelli will have 2 years left next summer. You think that you don't win things and these great players that we laud and big up and follow and wonder what they're eating for dinner and what their dog's name is are not going to look for a move to a club that we'll be winning things eventually, because RVP is just one example. Fabregas is another example. That's two big examples. We can use Alexis Sanchez as another one if you want to. Every big player we've had in the Emirates era has had to leave the club to win the major honours. That's just a harsh reality that I don't even want to be saying, because it hurts. But are we moving on from that era or not? Because 2 years ago, people were loving that people, including me, that these players signed a new contract. But I always thought it was curious. Why all 4 years? I don't think that's the club's reasoning, because surely we protect for 5 years minimum. But all these players chose 4-year contracts. I think Saliba, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, maybe one of them +1. Next year, let's see. Next year, let's not win something, and let's see if next year it's upgrade the striker position, or let's find a replacement for Saliba, which resets everything, resets the process, resets the phases, resets everything. Josh will call his auntie, say, Mandy Kroenke, it's your turn at the club now. This fan base will start painting Mandy's picture on the side of the stadium too. It's a new Kroenke. It's not Stan. It's not Josh. It's Mandy this time. So let's give her a chance. Yeah. Reset another 10 years.
Somebody told me you painted it on the side of it. Turkish Banksy. Joe says, why have Arsenal left it so late to sign a striker? There has been players like Gorkarez.
Yep.
They didn't move for him.
Yep.
Ivan Toney's gone, as we know, he's gone to Saudi. I'll be very disappointed if we... honestly, I'm laughing and joking now, but as a person who's sat and done transfer daily every single day since June, if we don't get a forward player, I've literally been talking about it since day one. If we don't get a forward player, I'm going to be so disappointed. I really am. It's going to be so deflating.
Yeah, it's deflated over here, but yeah.
We should sign Silvo, keep the faith, says Grant. Jamie says 100% Turkish. We will lose our top players and fall down the table. Have to get a new manager and start again.
I'm not saying this because I want it to happen. I'm saying it because I've seen it before. The reason I am the way I am, and a lot of people think I'm negative or pessimistic, is the Van Persie thing. That was it for me. It was years after we challenged him for leagues, years after all that, we want to compete with Bayern. We let Van Persie go to a rival. So pardon me if I'm sitting here pessimistic again, because Arteta's a new manager, Edu's a new director of football, Kroenke is not a new owner. I don't care if it's Stan or Josh or whoever decides to come in next.
Former MVP says, hot take, 2019-20 front line is better than now. JS says, RVP left because of zero ambition. You can't say zero ambition right now. You know what I mean? It's not zero ambition. They've made signings.
So what do you think?
I think we need a forward player.
Yeah, but
Akil says, even Chiesa for 15 million. Why not? Well, this is another thing that baffles me, because Chiesa was there from the start of the window, literally. That price was out there that he's only going to be about, I think it's under 15 million they paid for him. He's a right winger, and we made no attempt to go for him, which then made me start thinking, well, they must have somebody else that they're looking to sign.
Yeah.
To sign nobody.
Who said something about surprise last week, man? Arteta or Edu or someone we heard were light. We was getting rid of players every single day. It felt like something was building, something was coming.
I think I've seen him.
Edu. Yeah.
It was Edu, innit? He said, be patient. I mean, it came out, it was a video that he did earlier on in the summer. He said, be patient, you won't be disappointed at the end.
How you feeling?
Disappointed at the moment.
Yeah, so disappointed.
I'm getting the Turkish glass empty, half empty tattoo, says Michael. One shower says, if we could cancel the Eddie deal, would you?
No, next.
Jess says, Turkish speaking facts. They're all with you today. Crucial Ruckus says, Robbie, it's crucial that we sign a striker. Proud to be a Gooner. Ian Wright made me proud to be a Gooner. I hear you on what he's trying to do there. Ebax Entertainment says, who is the better team, the Rams or Arsenal? For Robbie, I don't watch enough of the Rams to know, so I'm going Arsenal. I'm trying to refresh my even like my Twitter feed there. This is how desperate I'm starting to get now, just to see if there's any inkling of any signing coming in, and I'm not seeing anything.
It's over, man. It's Sterling or bust right now. We're just
I'll take Sterling would be a good signing.
Yeah, because if you're hungry, you will eat anything that's given to you. That's what it is.
The Sterling things emerged over the past couple of days, and we do hear managers, we've heard Arteta say this time and time again, and they do. If something comes up, we'll be on it. So you've got to be on alert for that. Now, to me, Sterling coming up, that makes perfect sense for me. A loan deal for Raheem Sterling, covering half of his wages, makes perfect sense.
No, it makes perfect sense now because we've got 5 hours left.
Yeah.
But it made no sense.
I'll be happy with that. If the window shuts and we've got Raheem Sterling, we've got Calafiori and Marino, I'll say 7 out of 10 for that window. I'll take that for now.
No, I wouldn't take that.
Because let's be real, that elite striker that I'd like to see Arsenal sign, who's that been this window?
But even that, there's option. Like, for example,
Osimhen?
Chiesa and Tony would have been 50 mil.
Yeah, but are they the guys that raised the bar?
Yeah, but
are they?
But that's two players for 50 mil that are quite interesting in a way. Tony could fill in, like you said, have a.
You're saying like Sterling. Sterling's better than Chiesa.
Yeah, but but Sterling's
a better player than Chiesa.
But out of all the players, if you can get the best out of Sterling's the best of the lot.
Exactly. So that's why I take it.
The best of Sterling is long time ago, Rob.
Well, we don't know if maybe you used to work with Arteta. Maybe Arteta might be able to get him going.
So 1 year we're saving Havertz. Now we're going to save Sterling. Now, what is this? Like, when did we turn into Marvel? Because we need to win a league first before we're Justice League and all of this stuff we're doing. I'm tired of saving, man. How about a man comes and saves us? How about we get that guy to come in and save us? Number 9, score, winger, score, whatever it is. I'm tired of being these. And now our fans use that. Let's go save him.
You're one of the fans, you know.
Yeah.
You're going on about this fan base and that. You're part of that, yeah?
Yeah, but
this thing like, the fan base. You're part of it as well.
Yeah, but
you just got a different opinion to other people.
Yeah, but they're the people that have held this club back as well.
Held who's back?
They've held the club back for sure.
How?
Because this is why the Kroenkes still think they can do what they want to do and say be excited and put a new man in charge. And
march on there with
if the majority of fans, the one time our ownership actually done something a little different was when all the fans united and actually.
Yeah, but haven't you been happy with what you've been seeing? You've even been back in the club shop buying hard.
Yeah.
Right. So you've dropped your boycott. You said that the money's been spending again.
Yep.
So what were you talking about then?
But I've been fooled. I said that on my stream earlier.
So you got the boycott back on again?
It's not the boycott back on because it's not about just winning in terms of me supporting my club financially. That for me I had to do because we were more a business to these men than a club. We're still a business more than a club, but as a club we've actually progressed. So even if you treat us like a business, cool, as long as we progress as a club and win stuff and treat us as much as you want as a business, but let us win. Because as fans, we don't care about your profit margins. We don't care about how many shirts you sell. We don't care about the capacity.
We don't, but it's important.
But we don't care. Like we care about.
I know we don't care, but it's important.
Progress, winning, competing, challenging new players. Stories.
I know that,
and all of this stuff.
But the reality of it is a business, and they do have to try and make some money off of it. And that is how you get to buy players and stuff like that. I know we don't care about it. You're right, we don't. We just want to see our team succeed.
But Rob, it's not like Oliver Twist has come and owned Arsenal. It's the Kroenkes. They're billionaires. It's not like I can give them the excuse of, they need to make some money. They're billionaires. And
billionaires like money.
They're making money in their sleep, these men. So miss me with all that money stuff. Like you've won with Rams, you've won with Denver Nuggets, you've won with this Polo team or whatever other team these men own. It's time to win with us because everyone was telling me it's our turn next. It's our turn next. When was next? Next was last year.
I don't care about the other clubs. Guna Carlos says club is a joke. Man United have had more excuses during this joke process while our fans say we're elite. Joke mentality, a joke club. Brass says mystery German about to land. Oh yeah, whatever happened to that mystery German that we've been told about by some of these ITKs. Jamie Hunt says I've been patient and I'm still unhappy. Jason says, do you think the Eddie deal is real? Yes. Elanga about to sign for Newcastle. Oh my God, says Akil. Well, what's that? And Fan Relations Football Club says, imagine Odegaard signs with Man City next season to replace KDB and play fellow countryman Haaland. A horrible thought. Oh wow, that just flashed past me again. Let me just see if I can get this one back. True Gunner says, yay, let's sign Sterling because signing former City players to beat Pep to the title is going. If he doesn't sign a forward player, those noises will start ringing out. Demensa says, let's be honest, Arteta loves Havertz, so we won't get a striker. At best, we'll get Sterling in by 11 p.m. We're still light and we're still second best. Sokadon TV says, slap the money down and get a Dingra. That was another player we was linked to. Rahul says, Robbie, man, come on. Why are you stressing on Man City not having backup to Haaland? Because they haven't. And I'm saying that their manager was questioned about it in the press conference today because the guys asking the questions are baffled that you've let Julian Alvarez go and you haven't replaced him. And he said it's a gamble. That's all I'm saying. They won the league 4 times. No one cares if they don't win it again. Of course they care. They're trying to go for it for a 5th. Same is not the case for Arsenal. TGG 23 says, you're doing my head in, Robbie. Respectfully, 6 out of 10. Please, what will you give it then? Sam says, Edu, go to job. A fact check on BHA's desk for Ferguson. Brighton, he means. Yawandura says, Turkish about to crash out, and I don't blame him. What have the scouts been doing the whole year? Who have the targets been? Why are we scrambling with 6 hours to go? Well, there is a thing when you can't get your target sometimes. And Ketia to Palace has been called off. Says, well, I've not seen that. I think this is someone trying to give us a wind-up. But why are they selling Ketia if they... Let's confirm this, just in case it is true.
No, it's fake.
Oh, I think it's fake. Agent Strongman says, perhaps Arteta's contract has a bit to do with how well he has been doing... how well he is going to get back this summer. Alan Slade says Arsenal should have gone all in for Ivan Toney. Disappointing transfer window. And Rahi says, why no forward? I think Man United and Chelsea did better job and it could have been our year with no motivation. Mourinho already injured. I think we're going to leave it there. We've gone just over an hour on this live, and we are coming back in about an hour's time at 6 o'clock with a special edition of the Invincible podcast. It'd be interesting to get Julian's take on this. He's always very different when it comes to transfers. So Julian and Lee Judge is coming up. I don't think Lee Judge is going to be very happy, though, even though it's his birthday this week. And then after that, we're live again. Turkish is going to be back in if you don't run off home. Right, he's going to be back, and we're going to be discussing and seeing if any transfers come in. But at the moment, as it stands, it's not looking good for anything else. Nishant, with the final super chat, it says, the fact that we haven't signed a single world-class player in our current project is shocking. This window will have consequences. Strength to you both for the coming season. Lord knows we need it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all of you guys. There's been nearly 10,000 of you watching. We're going to be back with another, as I said, 6 o'clock Invincible podcast going live. Hopefully we can get something done. Thank you. Thanks, Turkish.